So switching over to Urkel here, we can see the stock loadout of the Khartu-al. Got very puck size 4s with Panthers in each. As you can see, there's no missiles. Most of the components are just military grade B, with the exception of the quantum drive. That's an EOS civilian grade C, which is fine, and minus upgrading the Panthers to Rhinos, changing the EOS out to an Atlas. I didn't really make any other changes. Most of it's just stock. It's pretty good in its current form. I put together this visual that shows the Khartu-al in stock form on the left, the Khartu-al as I've been testing it in the middle, and the Gladius in a mostly stock form on the right. The only change to the Gladius is that I've got 3 Panthers for weapons instead of the normal ballistic on the nose. Everything else is stock on it. So you can see the differences here in DPS. It has a slight advantage by about 43 DPS, but 20 alpha damage too over the configuration I run in the Khartu-al. Pretty significant difference, almost 100 DPS in the stock form Khartu-al. Gladius also has missiles, don't forget. We've got 4 Ignite 2s and 2 Arrestor 3s for missiles as well, so that's another significant DPS bonus that it does have over this ship. The first thing you notice when you see the Khartu-al is how very alien and very different that it looks. I don't think there's any ship that's in game currently anyway that really has this kind of a unique look. There's plenty of unique ships out there for sure, but this one is, I think the only similarity that I can think of is maybe the guns on it, because those are standard Rhinos is what we're looking at here. Yeah, it's just very different. I like it, really do. The angular nature, the points, the spikiness, I don't know, it's very cool. The way these engines have been put together, you can see there's all these different, I don't know, like rotator cuffs. Just how they all roll out. You can see they built it in a semi-functional way. It looks functional anyway, right? It looks like all of these rotational elbows were built that way. It's very cool. I couldn't find any storage locations on the entire ship. I went fore and aft, all the sides, tried to check everywhere, but I couldn't find any storage. Maybe they're there and they just haven't updated the ship, so there's no button yet or something. I don't know. But I have a feeling, based on looking over this ship, it's probably going to get a complete rework. I say that because there's nowhere for components that I could see. There's no hatches that open up. There's no thick boxy places except down there at the bottom, right? That's basically part of the landing gear down there. So I mean, I guess they could put it in there. The section right behind where you sit, kind of underneath where you sit, back where the landing gear is. There might be some boxes in there, or box location areas. The thing that keeps highlighting down below is actually the stairs. Check out these stairs, how they come out. Very cool. The way that glass opens up is so sweet. Again, unique, right? Very unique ship. Unfortunately, stairs don't function. Just can't walk up them manually. The animation is there when you go to get in the seat, but that's it. See, I can walk up just fine. And then sitting down, it's also a different kind of experience, right? You got full visibility, left and right, pretty good visibility in the center. And then you get to, I don't know, the stick here. It's very different. Very, very different. Yeah, you're basically holding on to these giant mouse balls or something. Again, it's an alien ship, right? So just running through these animations to show kind of how these engines fold in and out. It's very cool. Yeah, how those fold out is just one of the coolest animations I've seen. You definitely get the sense of how strange this ship is when you get to the full side view like this. How pointy it is in either direction. Again, I still think those are all going to need reworks because there's no real place to put components. Let's see how quick this thing can get out of atmosphere. So here's one of those problems with the landing gear. It almost always tilts and kind of hovers weird. I was able to get out okay, but this was the fourth landing spot I tried. It basically had to be perfectly flat ground, which was kind of frustrating. Just taking another walk around with some good lighting from the sun. I really like all the colors on this ship. Like this anodized kind of reddish color is so sweet when it bounces off the sun. I really do like this ship. And here's some of the issues with the landing gear. Some of it's below grade and it's very wobbly on any surface that's not perfectly flat. It's very awkward to land this thing. I think this is all why all these parts are not. You can tell it's an old build. Another reason why I think it's probably going to go through a rework. Just going to go for a little fruit fly here real quick. Super nimble. Kind of want to at least attempt to demonstrate that. I'm no low flyer at all, but it's just really an agile ship. It is kind of difficult to judge your distance to the ground, or judge a safe distance to the ground, because of the large protruding aft section that rolls up underneath you when the landing gear is up. So I definitely gave it a wide berth to the ground here. Got close a couple times, I think, but it was still agile enough that I didn't feel like I was too close for comfort. So here I just wanted to demonstrate it can take at least one missile. Looked like the shields were depleted, but I didn't see any damage checking out the back. So this is a pretty painful section to watch. I just wanted to demonstrate how bad it can get when you do start losing wings, or I don't know if they're directional engines that are attached to body parts. I'm not really sure. They kind of resemble wings, so I'm going to call them wings. When you start losing some of the larger ones, even though it looks like the thrusters are still available, you kind of get into this motion where if you proceed forward, you push off heavily to one way, left or right, in almost every scenario. And it's really difficult to get going. You kind of got to baby step it. If you don't need to see this whole thing, but I did want to demonstrate it so people understand. It's as bad as the Cuddy Black when you start losing engines or wings technically on this thing. It gets really frustrating. So keep that in mind. The Khartu-al from Aopoa. Still don't know if I'm getting that one right. So what fits in this ship? Just a pilot. Nothing else. No cargo. No weapons. No extra armor. Nothing. That should tell you something though, right? No, it's not broken like the Mustang Alpha. Man, you guys are never going to let that go. No, it means it's a dedicated combat ship, right? Just like the Gladius, the Arrow, it is a light fighter, period. It's got the same size 1 shields, power plant, coolers as the Gladius. in fact. Um, it does have less DPS. I do want to take the Gladius out in the head-to-head competition to see which one handles better. Um, that might be the trade-off, right? Um, as well as the blade coming back into the into the fight as a reworked light fighter as well, right? That may change things up a bit as well. Um, but as for this ship, it's great. It really does handle well. It's very responsive. I think the boost could use a boost, maybe additional capacity, I guess. Now that we're using capacitors, that might help the ship out a bit. Um, I did find myself running out of boost quite often in combat, especially in atmosphere. Again, haven't flown the Gladius in probably a patch or two, so maybe I should give that a shot and see if I'm just wrong, because I could be. But my final thoughts are, I really do like this ship. It's got that character that nothing short of the Defender really has, you know? All those quirky sounds and the the weird way it takes off and puts its landing gear up. I don't know. Those I'm drawn to those sorts of ships in the verse. So I guess it makes sense that I'd like this one.